to another episode of The Pulse. Phillyfilmer here. Welcome, one and everybody, fellow inhabitants of the flat, stationary plane, extended plane, infinite plane, dome plane. All theories are welcome here. I have been having epiphanies of late, and they're not really based on a whole lot of new information, even though I have had those as well. I wanted to talk solely about syncretism and how it will save our plane, our wonderful world. Now, for those of you who know about syncretism, this will be a refresher. You already know the concepts behind it. This video I'm making for newcomers to the information. Now, syncretism is based off Astro Theology. Now, those of you who don't know what Astro Theology, it's where all religions come from. It's the basis of all religions. It's the root of all the allegorical and anagogic information and parables in the holy books, Torah, Bible, Quran, Kabbalah, the Bhagavad Gita's, and I'm trying to remember the other Vedic book. But anyway, so Astro Theology is the root of all religions. So when you research into it, it's a unifying experience, whether you're researching it individually or doing group stuff. You come to the realization that it's based on unity. As a concept, it's based on unity, where it doesn't matter what holy book you prefer to read. Doesn't matter what country, what language you speak, what color your skin is, age. None of that matters. And some religions would claim a certain similar claims, but it's all corporate religion. I don't have a problem with religion either. At first, when you find out it's a fraud and you get upset, and a lot of people throw the baby out with the bathwater. I know a bunch of people that turned atheist based on, leaving Christianity or leaving other religions, become atheists. But, alright, so the unifying of all religions. Now, that is not a one world religion, because people in the ideology would still be free to worship how they choose to worship. It wouldn't be a centralized spiritual essence. It would be individualized. It would be on everyone's own level. Unlike when you go to church, you have a pastor or priest, and they give sermons down to the pews and so on and so forth, and both ways, up and down, hierarchical. Now, hierarchies don't really work that well. I mean, you need structure, yeah, but hierarchies, the way our society uses them, they're harmful. Actually, I believe they're harmful because it leads to order following and other such nonsense. Okay, so it wouldn't be a one world religion, but it would be a unifying factor in our society where we would be more knowledgeable about the stars, the luminaries, the wandering stars, the planets. Sorry to go off topic, but something just popped in my head real quick. How ball earthers are always say, well, everything in the sky is a sphere, so that means we're a sphere. And that's, that's obviously a fallacy, but if you look at the different theories and theologies, ancient cosmologies, Vedic cosmologies, geocentric Earth, with the flat stationary plane and a series of ether spheres, which each sphere would have its ruler. Like the first ether sphere around our flat stationary plane would be Luna, or the moon. It's the closest, one of the closest luminaries, so it'd be first. Then Mercury, Venus, Mars, and so on. Each sphere. So there's about 9 or 10 spheres that make up the firmament. So if you were viewing our plane from another geographical location separate from the plane that we're on, I'm guessing it would look like a sphere, but it wouldn't look like a globe. You understand where I'm going? It would be a sphere, but we're living inside on a flat stationary plane. Some people just can't wrap their head around that. And I just want to explain that out real quick. So it doesn't, getting back to syncretism, doesn't matter what holy book you prefer to read, doesn't matter how you choose to worship, as long as it doesn't harm others, humans, animals, plants. You want to be full of love and compassion. And yes, vegetarians and vegans eat plants, and plants are technically alive, but the animals eat plants. So you just don't need to eat the animals. The animals eat plants. Most animals are herbivores. Some are omnivores, or lions and tigers carnivores, but as far as like cows and pigs and stuff, they're herbivores. So veganism and vegetarianism is an important aspect to syncretism as well, that people don't think about. Your diet really affects your physical and mental and spiritual functionings. Your processes, your cerebrospinal fluid, your pineal gland, your pituitary gland, all these things. Now, and a really interesting thing that when I came across, it really connected a lot of dots as far as the would-be controllers, the cabal, and how they deceived us so, just so massively. Like, this will go down in history, this period of time, as the most delusional, bass-ackwards society that there ever was and ever will be. Because we're Kali Yuga, we're in the Iron Age. Now we're coming up to the Bronze Age. And we're entering the Age of Aquarius. These are all great things for humanity. For those of you who are new to syncretism, it's just such a beautiful thing. Every day it fills you with hope, love, forgiveness. I like to practice forgiveness. I I think that's a very important part in spiritual evolution, is learning to forgive yourself, learning to forgive others, etc., etc. Really can change your life. So forgiveness, diet, astrology, astrology, once you learn your birth chart, your natal chart, and you get all the information for that, and you learn how different planets and aspect each other, and what house they're in, what degree they're in. You can learn what type of sicknesses you're prone to, where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are, all that stuff. Now I wanted to show you guys real quick the books you need to be buying. I know I just flashed this book. I used one of my other videos, Light of Egypt, Volume 1, Science, Soul and Stars, Thomas H. Burgoyne, and there's a Volume 2. And to go along with talking about diet and different minerals and vitamins and different things you can take, get this book, Zodiac and the Salts of Salvation. Once you know your natal chart, you know which cell salts you should be taking. You should at least be taking your sun sign cell salt. I'm Virgo, so I have kali sulfate. Let me read. I'll read it out real quick. Where are we at? Okay. Virgo, the Virgin Mary, August 23rd to September 23rd. Virgin means pure. Mary, with a Y. Mary, with an IE, or Mar, means water. The letter M is simply the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer. Virgin Mary means pure sea or water. Jesus is derived from a Greek word meaning fish. Out of the pure sea or water comes fish. Out of woman's body comes the Word made flesh. All substance comes forth from air, which is a higher potency of water. See, that's the ether has liquid properties. That's why gravity's a bunch of hunk of doo-doo, because it's density and buoyancy and the natural properties of weight and mass. Let me repeat that. The ether, or the air has liquid properties. Remember that. Okay. All substance is fish, or the substance of Jesus. This substance is made to say, eat this, my body, drink this, my blood. There is nothing from which flesh and blood can be made, but the one universal air, energy, or spirit in which man has his being. All tangible elements are the effects of certain rates of motion of the intangible and unseen elements. Nitrogen gas is mineral in solution, or ultimate potency. Oil is made by the union of sulfate of potassium with albuminoids and aerial elements. The first element that is disturbed in the organism of those born in the celestial sign Virgo is oil. This break in the function of oil shows a deficiency in potassium sulfate, known in pharmacy as kali sulfate. Did I say phosphate or sulfate earlier? I meant sulfate. Okay. Virgo is represented in the human body by the solar plexus and bowels. The solar plexus being the great receiving station of energy from the back brain, while the bowels complete the chemicalization of the food products ready to be assimilated by the blood. The letter X in Hebrew is samech, or stomach. X, or cross, means crucifixion or change, transmutation. Virgo people are discriminating, analytical, and critical. The microscope reveals the fact that when the body is in health, little jets of steam are constantly escaping from the 7 million pores of the skin. A deficiency in Kali-sulf molecules causes the oil in the tissue to thicken and clog these safety valves of the human engine, thus turning heat and secretions back upon the inner organs, lungs, pleura, membrane of nasal passages, etc. And does it not seem strange that medical science that boasts of such great progress can invent no better term than bad cold for these chemical results? Kali-sulf is found in considerable quantities in the scalp and hair. When the salt falls below standard dandruff or eruptions, secreting yellowish, thin, oily matter, or falling out of the hair as the result. Kali-sulf is a wonderful salt, and its operation in the divine laboratory of man's body, where it manufactures oil, is the miracle of the chemistry of life. Governing planets: Mercury, gems, pink jasper and hyac. Astral colors: gold and black. In Bible alchemy, Virgo is represented by Joseph, the 12th son of Jacob, and means to increase power, or son of the right hand. Virgo corresponds to the disciple Bartholomew. Now that was just one sign. Salts of salvation, cell salts. Get your cell salts. Take your cell salts. You got mine right here. I want to get the spray kind because this has things lactose. I don't even drink milk, and I'm got lactose in my cell salts, but I'm gonna get the spray ones. So, gave you guys some books. There's actually a book on the way on the serpent, the lion, the eagle, and the disc. I forget the author, but I suggest anyone that's seen this video new to Syncretism, Astro Theology, check out the YouTube channel of my favorite mentor and friend, Santos Bonacci. YouTube channel, Mr. Astro Theology, no spaces. And check his Facebook, his Sue account, and he's got a Face Uni as well. Very, very, very extremely knowledgeable man. I highly respect what he says and what he does. More importantly, he devoted himself to astrotheology, syncretism, and the way of life that we need right now. Is he's leading by example, and I intend to do the same. And I hope you can join me. Go syncretism! Yeah! This has been another episode of The Pulse with your good, friendly friend host, Phillyfilmer. I'll catch you lovely guys and gals later.